right. Hey guys, how you doing? jpsarrireviews here. Hope you're doing good. Trying to set up this. I go running a few minutes late. But let me look at everything seems to be fine. It seems so. But I want to say to all of you, thank you very much. Those who are listening, those who are watching, thank you. Let me know if you can hear me well. Well, I'm gonna try to hear me, but I want to say to all of you, thank you. Man. All right. Well, I want to say to all of you, welcome to the live show. I'm just setting things up. I'm probably running a few minutes late, not because I was totally late. It's because I was a bit busy. I'm trying to set up some couple of things here. I'm trying to rearrange things around here so I can get some stuff done. Let me know if the music is too loud. Okay, well, it seems to be fine. Well, guys, welcome thank you very much to those who are watching. Hey, late night trip, how you doing, sir? Thank you. Happy Saturday. Thank you for stopping by. I want to say thank you very much for those who came tonight and those who will come tonight later. Or throughout the night. I don't know how long we're gonna stay here. Hopefully we don't stay too long, but at the same time it will be fun that we have too much to cover. But I want to say thank you very much to those who gave me the opportunity yesterday not to make the video because I had as I mentioned on a post, my pastor passed away this week, and an excellent and amazing man of God, someone that I'm going to dearly miss because his heart, such a person that I will tell you he was impactful in my life very, very much. And sometimes that's how life is. You have to things, it comes, so everybody has a due date, and that was his due date. But I will tell you, he was a man that lived his life fully, and only lived 59 years on earth, but those 59 years he used it with so much power and so much hope, and he definitely imparted that to everyone around him. So I am definitely going to miss him very, very much, and we're going to continue on with his vision in his church, we're part of, and I know God will lead the way. But yeah, that's the reason we didn't do a video yesterday, but today is today, and we're going to make the video. We're going to talk about a lot of collectibles because this week, as every week, it's super busy. There's so much stuff going on, and that is unescapable. So making sure everything seems fine. So there's a lot to talk about today. There's a lot of things that I want to cover. Definitely there's so much, and I want to give you a list of the stuff that I want to cover today because definitely we have a lot of things here. I want to talk about, we're going to cover some action figures. We're going to cover a lot of statues from all different companies. I want to talk about Mezco toys. I'm going to start with Mezco. We're going to talk about the new Spider-Man figure, the Deluxe Spider-Man figure that just came out. If you're into Mezco, beautiful figures, 12, very small figures. So we're going to talk about it. Hot Toys, Multiverse of Madness, Doctor Strange. I haven't even watched the film. I'm telling you, I need to find the time. I haven't had the chance. But once I get the chance, I'll let you know how I feel about the film. I did finish watching Moon Knight, and I haven't reviewed it, but it was fun. I liked it. I want to talk about Quinn Studios in art. They released the Lord of the Rings Gandalf 1/6 scale figure. A lot of people were anticipating that, so we're gonna cover that. We're gonna talk about First for Figures. They released the Breath of the Wild Mipha PVC statue. We're gonna cover that. Amuse Studio, this studio that this is my first time covering this company. Interesting stuff. They got a 1/7 scale statue called the Windy Desert Traveler, so we're gonna cover that. Kotobukiya, or in this case Koto Inc., which is the American side of the company, alongside Tokyo Zero Star, which is another, technically a branch of Koto Inc. They released a new Harley Quinn of a new line called the Kala statue line. We're gonna cover that today. Tweeterhead released the variant Poison Ivy. I received finally the Poison Ivy what's that, artist proof, and I'm super happy with it. Very beautiful piece. When I get the chance, I'll review it. I think it was really well done. So we're gonna cover what I think about the new variant and the differences, because there's some minor differences that I noticed on they tweak some things here and there. So we're gonna cover some of that. I want to talk about a company called AMG Collectibles and Toys. This company is only doing, it started last year. It's a brand new company, but they are doing Looney Tunes and Scooby-Doo statues and 1/6 scale. And so it's a new company, and I love the Looney Tunes. So we're going to look at the stuff they have. We're going to talk about the new Taka Corp studio, this French company, the Light Fury and Nightlights 1/6 scale statue. This is from How to Train Your Dragon. This collection they've been doing, amazing collection. I want to talk about Oniri Creation, another company from Europe. And they released the 1/6 scale Attack on Titan statue that looks amazing. We're gonna cover that. XM Studios released the 1/4 scale Absolute Carnage. Looks really good, you know, for those Carnage fans. And In Studio released a new 1/4 scale, the Ghostblade Salvation Premium. I really don't know much about this statue, but we're gonna see some of the stuff there. Gaming Heads. Actually, this is not a new thing, but he just finally, Gaming Heads, well, it has a Bioshock. If you're a fan of Bioshock, the video game, they have a 1/4 scale Big Daddy Rosy statue at Sideshow. We're gonna cover that. PCS released the Helena, or Elena, how you kind of call it, Helena from the 1/4 scale Street Fighter collection. It looks amazing, very beautiful pose, very Helena. So we're gonna look at that. AsureSea Studio released a Starscream premium statue that was released last weekend, but we're gonna cover it today. If you're a Street Fighter, you're a Transformers fan, definitely you need to pay attention to that. And finally, we're gonna cover Prime One Studio. They released finally the big Godzilla. It's a huge, massive statue. So we're gonna cover that today. But I want to say to all of you, thank you, welcome. Don't forget, if you're here for the first time, you like the content of my video, my channel, you like this video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. You're here for the first time. If you're already a subscriber, a member of the channel, don't forget to leave a like. Press the like button, really helps this channel. You know, leave your comments. You have any questions, anything you want to share, anything you agree with, disagree with me, just let me know. I would love to, so we can have this conversation. So let's start first. And for that, I want to go to I want to go to Mezco toys. Well, let's start with the figures. You know, I'll always start with the figures. And we're gonna cover that. Let me know if you like the music. If it's too loud, we'll turn it off, whatever. So let's look at this case, Mezco toys right here. Well, I love Mezco toys. I will tell you, Mezco toys, I think, is a company that I love their figures. I don't think everything that Mezco has done I'm a fan, but I do love some of the figures they're producing. And in this, the 1/12 collectible, this collection has been doing amazing. So they have this figure. These are not big figures, but there's like high quality, you know, between the 6-inch, 7-inch figures. They're not cheap, but they're fully posable. They're kind of like mini versions of Hot Toys, and that's what I like about them. This is $120. This is going to release ship between December of this year or February of next year. But when looking at the pictures here, as you can see, you know, it goes alongside. They created this, you know, this image with also the Green Goblin that they released. But this one comes with a lot of extras. You know, the figure has like the web parachute accessory, which is kind of cool. Tiny little figure. Has the little tiny camera. Oh, it didn't do so well there. So you got the parachute. You have the camera. Also this, I love this portrait, and I love the portrait because it's definitely, it has that Ditko draw. Hey Edwin, how you doing? Thank you for tuning in. But it has that, you know, like that image right there of the, you know, the Ditko face, which in my opinion is super cool. So it's very classic for sure, and definitely is posable in so many different ways. You know, like you have this now, his shield. Also, I love the base that they use. This one has a light up head portrait, which I think is a nice addition. Like I was telling you with the Moon Knight from Hot Toys, I think it's a clever idea to put light up features on these characters with these eyes. I think it looks amazing like that. Here you have the web backpack accessory. It's pretty cool. Definitely, they do have a lot of things with this figure, and I'm trying to get to all the photos without just being kicked out. But here, let's see what else they got. Oh, this is a really classic image right here. Love that. Really cool. And now the Deluxe figure features light up head portrait. So you can see. I think that is just a clever idea right there. Very, very clever. Now you also have Dr. Doom right there. So definitely this is a fantastic piece. Look at like that. You know, you can do all sort of things with the other figures they have released so far. I love. It's definitely, the figure is done so well. And to me, it's so classic because it has the Ditko style. It's just very Ditko with the eyes right there. The figure, the pose, the body shape, all of that. It's just classic Ditko. And here you can see the different portraits. He has the half portrait with the mask like it was done in the comic, and he has the full Peter Parker portrait. I like that very dorky look. And they have the light up feature, the one without the light up feature, the eyes, as you can see, this one with the squinty eyes. I like that. Then you have all these different hands, and then you have the display. So $120, I think, you know, I would say it's expensive, but for a tiny figure like this on this collection, I think Amazing Spider-Man is a must. So in my opinion, they did good. Here you also get all these accessories, which is kind of cool. So you do all the different poses with it. That to me, it's very, very cool. Here you can see the camera, the Spidey sense, the mask. Also, you get the camera. Oh, the camera. This is what is this? The six spider. Oh, the tracers and spider tracer receiver. So man, it has a lot of different things, and that's what it really makes it the deluxe. Here's the other thing: the symbol web base. I love this base. Very cool. So you can do all sort of things as in the classic cartoon, and even the classic, well, the classic comic and also the classic cartoon. So that is really cool. So I'm telling you, I really love this figure. Looks really, really, really good. All right, now I want to move. We're going to move now to Hot Toys. So for that reason, I'm going to Sideshow. And going to Sideshow, let's see, taking a little time to get there. And let's get, there's a lot of figures. Captain Marvel was announced. I don't want to cover Captain Marvel. I think it's a fantastic piece. I want to cover it when it goes on pre-order. We'll talk about it. Also, we know C-3PO is coming. The Tortoise was supposed to come out this week for PCS. Didn't come out. But it will come out. When it comes out on pre-order, then we'll talk about it. So, but I want to cover this, and let's see what else we have. There's a lot of figures, a lot of statues here that we are going to go back and forth. We're gonna come back here and we're gonna cover a lot of these statues when time permits. But let's look at the Hot Toys right there. Doctor Strange. This is a 6-scale figure, price $335. Some people would say it's pricey. Of course, it does have a lot of mixed media, you know, with the cape, with his clothing. So it has a lot of different accessories. So I think the price is fair for what they're doing. This is going to release according to the schedule here between July and December of next year. Of course, it's always subject to change. It always changes. So it is what it is. But I'm telling you, I love the likeness. And I will say one thing about Hot Toys now. The likeness of their figures is getting to a place where it's just unrivaled. You know, yeah, I would say it's rivaled by some of the biggest companies like InArt right now. We're going to talk about InArt in a moment for Quinn Studios and all these other companies. But I still think you get the best bang for your buck with what Hot Toys does with this likeness of these actors. I think there's no other, unless you want to go into the pretty much the unlicensed market, which is always options there. But I think they're just phenomenal what it comes with these pieces. I think the likeness with the actor, it's just spot on. Again, I haven't watched this film. I'm looking forward to go and watch it when I get a chance, probably this week. Today I didn't get a chance. I got things to do. I went with my wife. We got some errands, so I didn't get a chance. But when I get a chance, and I'll do it. But I love of course, you know, the different accessories that comes with. I think the best part of this figure definitely is the portrait. That is what really makes this figure so lifelike. It's so well done. And of course, the effects of his power. Definitely the clothing, the cape. The cape is posable. That is cool. And all the change out hands. Very nice portrait. And it really, I think they chose probably a great option with this portrait, because he can go in so many different poses. I think the eyes, I'm not sure if they're movable. They may be, they may not. I'm gonna read the comments. Oh, actually, there's a new portrait. Of course, they cover it. The head sculpt with the eye, I suppose that is in his face. I haven't watched the movie, so don't tell me why. But I know there's something has to do with the movie, so we'll know. And it has, of course, the book right there with the spells, book of spells. Now also he can throw his cape, which is kind of cool, and they use the stand of the base for that. Also these dragons that he's replicating with his hands, with his power. Yeah, Hot Toys portraits. Yes, I'm Edwin, and they're definitely, I will say, the best. They are the best. They've always been the best. Of course, Blizzway's up there, but it's amazing how you can see with Hot Toys the evolution of Hot Toys over the years, how they had gotten better and better and better. The likeness, it's always miles ahead from what they started doing at first, and it continues to evolve and continues to get better and better. So it's just really hard to not really praise that likeness in these pieces when you get to see how amazing the portrait, the work it's done in this, and definitely that really likeness is translated so well into the production pieces, which is another great thing that unfortunately we don't get to see as much in statue form. But they're doing it. They do it constantly with their figures. They really master the art of getting those production pieces very close to that, pretty much to the prototype, and that to me that's gold. But here you can see, looks really good. Definitely it's a great figure. I think the price is worth the price, for this Doctor Strange. It is, in my opinion, perhaps the definitive Doctor Strange in some ways. It looks amazing. Everything looks good. So kudos for the company for doing such an amazing job. All right, let's move on. And I want to move on. In this case, we're gonna go to Facebook. And I want to go to Facebook because I want to go to Quinn Studios. And I'm gonna there because it's easier there. But also we're gonna go to Spec Fiction. I want to go to Quinn Studios because it is the closest thing, or where we're gonna get to see the better pictures. Now Quinn Studios has been doing amazing. Every every chance I get, I talk about it. Almost every video there's something we need to talk about Quinn Studios. To me, that's what this company is amazing. They're amazing by doing. They have a video right here with Gandalf. Looks really, really good. Really great video. But I want to see the pictures, and let's find this post right here. All right. So first, let's read the notes first. This is what it says. Now, as you can see, everything that comes with this one, Gandalf following the 1/6 TDK, the Joker collectible figure, which did amazing. This is a 12-inch figure, which is within the 1/6 scale. It's going to release in the second quarter of 2023. It comes with a staff, left hand, right hand, different right hands, a sword, scabbard, envelope, a moth, a ring, a pipe, a book, a bag, a hat, a cloak, I'm sorry, belt, vase, underwear, pants, and a cloak. Okay, so it comes with everything. Now look at this. This figure is amazing. I gotta tell you, like when looking at it, you can see how good it is. The eyes are movable, eye poseable. The rooted hair looks amazing. They have the hands, all the different things that comes with it. There's no doubt that this is the best figure right now that you can get for Gandalf. The best figure. It surpasses even some statues that we have seen from Gandalf, in my opinion. It looks really, really good. So realistic. It looks amazing. The likeness, the paint job. Of course, we're looking at a prototype. This is not the final product, so we don't know how the final product is going to be. But so far, it looks really, really good. And it's so lifelike. Love this stuff here. Look at the hair, his beard. So well done. It is amazing the work they did with this piece. And those eyes, man, they're so realistic. And you can pose them. This is just definitely the ultimate representation, in my opinion, in 1/6 scale form. And even it surpasses some statues that are 1/3 scale or half scale. It does surpasses. Even I like the fact that the hat is, here it sits better than the white it came from Asmus toys. Now the comparison is going to be which one is best between this and Asmus. And to be honest, if this comes out as good, the final product comes as good as this, then of course it's gonna surpass Asmus. But I would say Asmus is not a slouch. I think the Asmus figure is really well done. It's over $300 as well, so it's not that cheap. But because of the hair, and that is an amazing figure. But some people complain about certain things, particularly with the hat, the way it sits, and some things here and there. But other than that, it's a really good piece. But I think if this comes out as you're seeing it here, it's going to surpass, because I think even there is some hair on his eyebrows. That's really hair, it seems. It's just so well done. They did a fantastic job too. But I know some people will say, well, the maintenance of this hair is going to be a hard thing to do. Yes, it will be. But if you're spending the money on this one, and that we're going to talk about the price in a moment, that's what really is throwing things off here. People are going to be happy with this figure for sure. I really like the design. The base, I would say it's simple, but I think it serves the purpose of what they're doing. It doesn't need to be more complicated than that. That staff is really good. The sword is good. It's so good, man. I really love what they did here. And of course, he has this book. The book looks really nice. The detail on the book and the pipe. The pipe is amazing. That is a really cool pipe. Really cool. Man, those eyes. Different angles, different poses. Look at that. He's looking at all those things. I definitely like what they did here. No, it's gold, man. I'm telling you, this piece is really gold. So well done. Look at that. And the fact that it can do so much stuff is what really makes it. The sword, the base, the book. Oh, wow. That is really cool. So this is a really start. Now, the problem that we have, of course, with this, and the reason why a lot of people are really on the fence, you know, even though some people are really loving this, and the reason why people are on the fence, it's easily the price point. It is $500, $529. This is the most expensive, if I'm not mistaken, unless you're considering the Hulk Busters and stuff like that, or even the Hulk or the Big Pieces brand 1/6 scale by Hot Toys, which are getting expensive because of the size. This is the most expensive figure that I've seen as a 1/6 12-inch figure. It is expensive, half $1,000 and over, and plus of course the shipping, which I don't think is going to be that high. The only difference that I can say with the hands, I don't see if the hands has magnets, something I don't know how they, I'm guessing they do have magnets, as they did the same with I didn't see the video, you know, really fully, so I don't know if I have magnets, but I'm guessing that it does, so the hands can go in easily. I don't think they has the classic regular you know, what is that, the butterfly peg or whatever. It doesn't have that, so it's fine, but I'm not gonna say that, oh my god, you know, it's like, I don't know, it's just, to me, what I'm trying to say on this is that I feel that they went a little overboard, but at the same time, if it comes out as good as it did, it's shown here, then definitely you have a pretty much a grail piece in any collection. But when you also have the Asmus to compare it with, to me, this one has to surpass, not only here as a prototype, but also as a final product. It has to surpass all the expectations you can have from what even Asmus offers, you know? So, because to be honest, if you go for the Asmus, you're saving yourself $200. So might as well just save your $200 and you get an Asmus piece. And Asmus has been producing, you know, enough pieces from the different line. They have different pieces for that, you know, the Lord of the Rings line. So you can go with that. Unless you want to have the ultimate thing, then you go for this one, which is amazing what they did here. But to me, it's like, I'm not so sure if I want to pay $500 for this figure. Although, you know, some statues now, they're getting the 1/6 scale, they're getting into that price point. So ultimately, it's just a matter of if you're really willing to invest the money. So it's possible. I just feel that they, perhaps $400 would have been, $399 would have been a much better price, or people would convince me to say, hey, I want to go for it. Because to be honest, I really want to have one Gandalf figure, but at this point, I'm not sure if Asmus is a better choice than Quinn Studios, because ultimately we haven't received, we have seen the statues from Quinn Studios that have been amazing, but we haven't seen a release yet with figures. And I know a lot of the figure collectors, they're saying, well, they have no proven record, which is not true. They have proven record with statues, which statues also are a pain in the butt and even harder to produce in some ways. But of course, figures are a different ball game. We need to see how they're going to manage that, if it's going to, they're going to deliver with Joker and ultimately with this piece. We'll know. We don't know. Time will tell. But I know that some people already went and pre-ordered it because they love it, and I would say on that end, the piece looks amazing. It looks amazing, and it has the potential to surpass everything that Asmus did. Very, I think it's a buff in so many ways, but again, we're looking at the prototype. We're not looking at the final product. We'll see when the time comes. So this is what I want to share with this figure. So all right, but hey, everybody else, I want to say to all of you who are watching right now, thank you very much for taking time. Let me know what do you think about the stuff that we're covering today. Let me know if you agree with me or disagree with me. Just let me know. I would love to hear your opinion. So, but It seems so. It seems, I like it. I like this figure. I will tell you. I think between Hot Toys, Hot Toys is still, I think, is already going up in price, but Hot Toys offers such a high quality piece, quality product, and the likeness is always good. And you already have proven record with Hot Toys, and I think it's fair. But with Quinn Studios, they really started really strong, but they started with the high prices, and definitely there's a lot of still ifs in that end, and I think Wizards can deliver. I do believe they can deliver, but you cannot have a, there's something that I cannot really put say, oh, I guarantee it's going to be perfect, because nobody really knows. So that's about it. All right, guys, now let's move on into statues. Now let's move on into the figures. I want to go and talk about a company that I have the chance to talk before here, and I think it's a phenomenal piece. A phenomenal company. Sorry if I'm a bit tired and just maybe mumbling and saying things wrong, but I want to talk about First 4 Figures. First 4 Figures is a company that definitely always delivers. It has a clientele, a fan base, and definitely if you're into everything they produce with gaming, you're going to find a lot of beauty there. Now they release, if you are a Breath of the Wild, if you love this classic great game that definitely I need to play, because I haven't even started it. Hey, Late Night Trip, it's always good to hear your thoughts on everything. Yes, sir. Oh, thank you, Late Night Trip. I appreciate it. I appreciate that you're here to listen. And Jax, how you doing? Thanks for all the great content. Condolences to you and the family of your pastor. Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Definitely, it really touched us very, very much. It was a tough week to go through. I saw my pastor battle with cancer for 5 years. He did it with such grace and passion and so much joy. He was a man full of joy, and their family, they've been with us through battles. I met him. We've been pretty much, we've been in this church for 10 years and almost 10 years. And I never thought that I would stay in this church for that long. But, coming to the church was important, for us. And we didn't know. Like, sometimes God put things in the right places. We put us in the right places where we need, and we don't even expect that would happen. And he definitely changed my life in many ways. His life, his testimony, the way he lived his life. He was a simple man. He was not, I would say, the greatest preacher in the world or the greatest teacher of the Bible, but he had so much love and so much care for people. He cared for everyone. It's like when you went to his church, he always hug you, a big hug, because he was a tall man. He hugged you. He was there. He smiled. You make you feel special. It make you feel like you mean something. And to me, that was such a powerful thing with him. And he cared for everybody. And when we went through difficult times as a family, he was always there for us. He came to visit me and visit us in the house, even late at night when we have issues. And he lived far away. He lives and pretty much across the river in another state. So he would just come to see us. And to me, that always marked my life. He was there for us in some of the most difficult times of our family. So definitely I'm gonna miss him. But his legacy lives forever. Yesterday at this memorial was a beautiful memorial. I got the chance to speak. I was asked to speak, which I there were so many people, but I was as one of the speakers. It was an honor to me. Definitely one that I treasure. But yeah, it was an experience, and only God knows what the future will bring. But thank you for your condolences, and thank you for for understanding and listening to what I have to say. All right, let's get back to this stuff. All right, here we are talking to we're covering The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, Mipha PVC. This is the exclusive edition. So this is the one. If you pre-order through them, through the First 4 Figures, then you're going to get what is it that you get? I'm trying to think. Oh, you get the discount. You get it's gonna be like what, 10%, 5%, 10%. It seems like maybe 10, 8, 5, 10%, something like that. So you get a discount, which discounts always help. I love discounts. Who doesn't? So, all right, looking at the pictures, this is being the fact that is, of course, this is the exclusive version. You get a couple of things that you don't get somewhere else. Like you get the premium deluxe box and an authentication card exclusive to First 4 Figures. You can order this through Sideshow, any other place, but you're not gonna get this exclusive box and the authentication card that tells you that this is the exclusive version. That's the only difference. Beyond that, there's nothing else. It's 9 inches. This collection is good. You know, I've seen, of course, Zelda, and well, no Zelda. I've seen Link, and I've seen all of the others that they have, and those are pretty cool. But this one comes with a light-up feature. It is nice if you're really into this game, if you're into the gaming collection. I like it. It's not that big. 9 inches, of course, is not huge, but they did a fantastic job representing this character. Which I really don't know much about it because I haven't really played Breath of the Wild. I have the game, but I never even started. Which I have so many games. You know, I'm the type of person that I buy games. I buy games just to buy games, and I have them there. And sometimes they sit in there for years and on wrap or whatever until I say, you know what, let me try it. And I just start it, and that's it. Never finish them. I'm just bad like that. It's just, I don't know. I'm a gamer. Always been a gamer, but more like that, I'm a collector of games. You know, I collect games. But the light-up feature looks pretty good. It has a limited number logo base, so that is also good. I don't know how many numbers they have on this figure, so it's gonna be numbered, but I don't know of how many. I'm guessing that they will let you know at some point. You will know for sure. Yeah, there's a $10 elf early bird discount, so you will know for sure. Okay, the prices again is $124, $114. I will tell you one thing, it looks good, but at the same time, I like that it has a light-up feature. At the same time, I will tell you, it was my favorite Zelda. The figure looks great. It looks great. Yes, it does. But I will tell you one thing. One thing, I just feel that the price is too steep. Like, I remember when previous in this collection has come out, the price have been better. But of course, we live in crazy times now with everything, so everything goes up. But I would say that some of those statues, they end up, even the regular versions, they end up. And even Best Buy, I saw them at Best Buy, a couple of them, or Best Buy or GameStop, and to be honest with you, they not that expensive. You know, they end up like being discounted. So I feel that they went too high on this one for being such a small 9-inch piece. The light-up feature is cool, but it's not like ultimate. So I think ultimately, yeah, you can get some people purchasing this, but you might be able to find it at a much cheaper price at some point. And having just a number, having this authentication card just to make it to tell you that they said the deluxe version exclusive edition, it's just not to me much of a deal breaker or a deal that makes you or force you to come to First for Figures to buy it directly from them. I would say just you can wait on this one until it's end up on GameStop or Best Buy or some of those places, and you can find it perhaps half price. You know, that's gonna happen. I can tell you that. That's for sure. All right, let's move on. Let me drink some water because I'm getting thirsty. And I'll tell you right, today was a good day for me. I went for a walk. I'm doing walks every day. I've lost some weight too, and you know, keep on walking. It's the only thing that keeps me going. I go for a walk in the morning. It was warm and it was humid. And I live in an area in my neighborhood. We live right next to the university. And I like to go around the whole complex of the university, the South Carolina University. And there was like a car show too, which there was a lot of beautiful cars. And I want to take pictures, but ultimately I said, forget about it. Because they normally do every other month or every month they have like a car show there. It's a car club, and there's all kind of cars, brand new cars, Euro cars, you know, tuners. You have a lot of classic cars. Some also you get muscle cars. So everybody comes. It's cool. So one day I'll probably film something and I show you that. Thanks for the tip, JP, on waiting. Probably, yeah, I think so. I think waiting will be best. You know, this figure ultimately it's not the ultimate thing. You know, I don't think so. All right, let's try to. Oops, sorry. Sometimes I get like, what am I supposed to be doing here? Yeah, like I said, yeah, I think waiting will be the best choice. Waiting for it. I don't think it deserves to be pre-order, particularly on that. To be honest with you, this like deluxe versions, I will say some collections that First for Figures they particularly on the Polystone side, yes, go for them directly through them, particularly when it comes to the extra, you know, with extra switch out things here and there. That I love. But when it comes about, the only difference is just a different box that you're not going to display. Really, the box, I don't display boxes, and just an authentication card that stays inside the box. I don't see the point of pre-ordering directly from them. I might just go to GameStop until it's gonna be Slash. It's always end up being Slash, and it was sitting in GameStop, and I saw one on Best Buy, or some of the previous ones. They end up in Best Buy forever, and they were like sold out just for a few dollars, you know. So to me, like, wait for that. I think that's a smarter thing to do when other things that you can pre-order. So it's better that way, in my opinion. All right, let's see what's next on the list. You know, before I lose the train of thought here. All right, yeah, let's go. I want to go to Spec Fiction. Let's see what we have here. All right, let's see what we have. And I don't know, they did something here where everything looks kind of out of order. And is this thing, this company, I know nothing about. Amuse Studio. This is, to me, I think it's a new company. They don't have much stuff going on, in my opinion. I need to find out more. I know they're based in China. I'm guessing it's based in China. And this is not a statue based on anything that I have seen in the past. It is a 1/7 scale statue. Scale wise, it could be between close to what we see with Kotobukiya, kind of like that. It's $429, so it's not cheap. But what it makes this piece very, very unique is the style. It has a sexiness with the character, of course, this girl. And this is a very you know, cyberpunk style bike. You know, it looks really cool. I really like it. It does have a lighter feature, I can see. It's a very unique style, very sexy piece, of course, very, very anime, very manga, and I really like it. I think this is based on some artists that design it. Of course, a designer had to design it. An artist had to design it, but it's so unique. Also, I think it has some different, like, you know, the goggle things, so some things that you can change. If you're really like very unique things, which I know there are a lot of collectors out there that love the unique style things, this is definitely a fantastic looking piece. Even you see her hair, you know, it's cool. Definitely, they did a fantastic job. I don't think this is based on anything else, on some design, but it's really cool. It's really hot, I will say that. Yeah, it's a lighter feature. I think the price is fair. The price is fair for something as strange and unique as this. And here you can see, definitely there's a lot of detail. It says liquid ammonia. I don't know how you can use ammonia. Maybe in the future people will be able to use ammonia as a fuel. But it looks cool. Love the detail. Definitely, there's a lot of good detail. The paint job is excellent. Definitely in her jacket too. That is a really excellent piece, and definitely has that very techno futuristic vibe. And here you can see an idea with this soda can. I think, is that the design from Coke in China or something? Or I think it's China. It might be even, sorry if I don't understand it, but to me that could be Chinese. I don't think that's Korean, but it could be Korean too. Who knows? In any case, it looks really cool. And I think this is a company that we need to pay attention to. This is the great thing. There's not that many pieces. The edition size is only 99 pieces, which makes it extremely collectible, extremely limited. And definitely it's going to sell out. In my opinion, it's going to sell out. Yeah, Kotobukiya has unique bases. We're gonna look at some of the Koto stuff today. But here, this is gonna release in the second quarter of 2023. This is a company that I will say just pay attention, keep an eye on. Let's see what they produce. It's always good to see new companies, and particularly a company that is not really producing anything from a franchise, but is producing their own style. They want to dictate their own way to do business, and to me that is always a brave thing to do from any company. All right, guys, now let's move on. I want to go to Sideshow. Now I'm talking about Kotobukiya, but I want to talk about Koto Inc. Now there's always been a confusion among a lot of people, and right here, because as you can see, people say, well, there was a confusion that I think started recently. I think a YouTuber talked to some people there. I'm not gonna name the person here. And I think the confusion started saying that Koto Inc. and Kotobukiya are two separate companies. And in reality, they are two separate companies. However, they're two different divisions of the same company. I want to make clear of that. The same way as Nintendo. We know Nintendo of America. Nintendo of America and Nintendo Japan. Nintendo Japan is the main company, the big corporation, the company that has done everything. But we also have Nintendo of America. Nintendo of America is run by it's a division of Nintendo as a whole, but it's directed. It has headquarters here in the United States. It's run by pretty much people that work here in the United States. It's an American company. It's a total division, a separation. There's two different companies that they're all owned by the same, I would say, consortium or the same real main company. And so many companies do that. Many companies have this division. Japanese companies do that all the time. They do that for tax reasons. They do that so that way they can separate their business. Something go wrong with one side of the business, they can close that, they can sell that, and they can move on to the next thing. Now Koto Inc. has kind of the same principle. When Koto Inc. started in pretty much here in where we at, of course, here in the United States, what Koto Inc. was technically was the company that was distributing for Kotobukiya. They were the ones that they were selling everything Kotobukiya, because Kotobukiya is a Japanese company. The products are from the Japanese market, but Koto Inc. was pretty much being the importer, the company that was selling everything that has to do with Kotobukiya in America, North America, United States, Mexico, and Canada. Well, now Koto Inc. has grown and expanded, that they also, as their own company, they also want to be known as themselves only as Koto Inc., and they want to start selling products on their own side. So they've been doing that for years. They're the ones distributing everything that has to do with Kotobukiya. And now, of course, they want to start doing their own thing. So they created this, like they have a new studio. I'm going to show you the name of the studio. It doesn't say here, but we can go. Let me see, we can go to Koto Inc. Let me write it down, actually. There's a division, and you can go to, let me show you here. Let's go to Koto Inc. You go to Koto USA. Here's that Koto Inc., which is Koto USA. It's always been the company that you can see they sell everything that has to do with Kotobukiya, but also created AsureSea. AsureSea is technically a branch of Kotobukiya, and what they do is definitely sell everything, or they're definitely designing or producing their own content or their own products that they're gonna be technically being, instead of being directed or being manufactured, or well, it can be manufactured in China, but instead of just being everything controlled from Japan, it's going to also be controlled here in the United States, because in this case Koto Inc. Is based in California. That's the headquarters, based in California. So I think it's great. I think it's great because the problem that we've been having with Kotobukiya, and definitely that was a really big intro with the whole thing, between the big difference between Koto Inc. and Kotobukiya. The problem that Kotobukiya has been having over the years, and before we get in and talk about this figure, the problem that Kotobukiya has been having is that Kotobukiya USA or Koto USA or Koto Inc., whatever you want to call it, is that they've always been at the mercy of the decisions of Japan. And it would be nice if they came to a place where they have more direction and more say in the way they do business, instead of just relying so much on Japan, because that was the problem that really has halted and has really also affected many of the previous lines, like the fine art statue line, all of that, because there was so much say in Japan. The artists here in the United States, they have no control. The people like Eric Sosa and all of them, they have no control. They're dependent so much on Japan. So now with Koto Inc., they're really vamping in that direction, not only to be distributors in America, but also to produce their own stuff. And to me, that's a great start. And the Kala collection, as you can see right here, it's a great start. The price, I would say, is not really cheap. $200 you can buy here at the AsureSea store, which is the Koto store, the Koto USA store, Kotobukiya store, or you can go to Sideshow. I still think $200 is too much money for a piece like this, because even though this is supposedly 1.6 here, when you go to this side, or the Japanese side, the Koto side, the story says that it's a 1.7. That's how they have it also on their store, as a 1.7. And AsureSea also sells for other companies, so they distribute a lot of stuff from Japan. AsureSea definitely is kind of like a store in some ways, a store within a store. There's so many different differences that they're doing with AsureSea, but that gives you an idea what they're producing here. And definitely with Koto Inc., what happened with Koto Inc., they trying to concentrate on the stuff that they already set up, but people have been buying. Like you said, My Little Pony Rainbow, that also went on pre-order today. If you're into the Bishoyo line, all that kind of stuff. So it's gonna be messy, but the only thing you need to keep in mind is that this is a new line controlled by Koto Inc., which is the American side, and I think there is potential. The price is the thing. This is PVC, has ABS parts, So this is gonna be close to what they already been doing as PVC. Some people don't like the fact that her skin, they would like for the skin to be more clear. I'm okay with the skin. I think the artist who did this, and I have the name somewhere. I think I wrote it down. I think it's a phenomenal artist. I did a fantastic job. I think the paint job is good. If you know what Kotobukiya does, Koto Inc. does with their paint jobs, you know it's amazing. They do that with we show you. They do it with the Artifacts line, Artifacts Plus, all those lines that they produce, the Artifacts J, all of them. They're all great. Now, I love what they're doing with this base. I don't know if it's going to be, I think it's going to be full plastic, which is fine. But to me, it's kind of sad to see these pieces really going up this price. And now that they're in the $200 mark, when they used to be $100, $150 or less. I remember when they were less than $100. But I think it's a fantastic looking statue. And she has no butt. She's buttless. Sure. But I think they did a fantastic job. As a PVC, I think it's excellent. It's an excellent job. Love the detail. I think, you know, what they did here is really excellent. It doesn't have any switch out parts. That's the only thing. But it looks really, really good. Now, let me see if they tell you who the artist... Yeah, here's the artist. The sculptor is Hiroki Hayashi. And Hayashi has done a lot of stuff for Kotobukiya. So, definitely, this is something good. And I think... And when you look here at the stuff that Koto Inc. does... As you can see, on the Koto Inc. side, they only have done the Harley Quinn, Kala, and the Batman versus the Joker. The funny thing is this Batman versus the Joker was showcased years ago on the Kotobukiya side. And that piece years ago, and it never saw the light of day. It never saw the light of day. And then 10 years passed and it was produced just a few years, 2 years ago, it was produced. And people loved it, but I wasn't crazy. I saw some of the pictures of the final product, and I wasn't crazy about the scale. I wasn't crazy about the final product. But, you know, I'm not saying that it's a bad piece. It's just I wasn't crazy what the design was. But these are the two that Koto Inc. has been doing, and definitely they've been the ones kind of leading the direction. Although they're still using the same artists, the same Japanese artists that they've been doing stuff for Kotobukiya for ages. So in some ways, it's kind of weird, the marketing, the plot that they're doing. In some ways, I feel that they're trying to separate themselves from the bad rep that they had. And by that, they say, well, they're saying, no, now we're not longer Kotobukiya, we're now Koto Inc. So in some ways, it's like they're trying to cut loose of that bad rep that they did for years for the stuff that they never finished. So in some ways, it's kind of like a tricky thing, and you have to be careful not to fall prey of that, because ultimately this is the same company. And yeah, there's some people involved in the process that they're new, but at the same time, some of the people that are still involved there, people that have been in the company for years. So it's just the way it is. All right, let's move on. Let's move on out of this. Looks good though, looks good, but $200, it's a bit steep. All right, now let's move on. Let's see what else we're gonna talk about it. Oh yeah, this is one. Now that we are here at Sideshow, let's go back, and I want to talk another 1/6 piece that a lot of people are excited. The Poison Ivy variant. Very, very cool piece. But yeah, guys, I would say thank you very much to everybody that is listening. Don't forget, if you're watching this, please don't forget to leave a like. That really helps me a lot. It really helps this channel, makes it grow, allows also for visibility. You know, that way it kind of tricks tricks YouTube to say, hey, people care about this, so you know, like they can recommend it more. So help me out to grow this. All right, now, so don't forget, leave a like. So now, here is, I just mentioned it. If you follow me on Instagram, I show pictures of my of the piece I just received, which is the artist proof. I'm happy with the artist proof. I think it's an amazing piece. It's bigger. Actually, this is my first Tweeterhead that I have in my collection, and I was impressed. The size, and when I review it, I'll say it is bigger than the stuff that Kotobukiya is doing. And the new Kotobukiya stuff is bigger now, but still bigger. It's big. It's a big piece, and I don't know if that's because all the pieces are the same or only this piece, but it's so big that it tricked me to think that it's kind of like a 1/5 scale. I think it's even as big as a 1/5 scale, or at least the 1/5 that I used to collect from Sideshow, the comic kits and stuff like that, is as big as those. But it's such a beautiful piece. As a centerpiece, it works so well. A standalone piece, and I'm really liking it. And I'm glad that I did. I'm glad that I took it, and I'm glad that the OP was there available. Now, this version is the green version, and some people prefer the green over the classic look, and people are already making comparisons on social media saying that one looks better than the other. But at the same time, we gotta be fair. They're comparing the pictures of these pictures to the original pictures. And of course, these pictures are high quality. Like, I see these pictures. When you're comparing the newer pictures to the old pictures, it doesn't make any sense, because also you have to look at the final product. You know, I haven't seen the final product on this yet. We'll probably see it at at the Sideshow Con or San Diego Comic Con soon, that is just coming. So we're probably gonna see the prototypes there. That would be awesome, and then we'll know for sure. And hopefully they also have a comparison between pieces. That would be awesome as well. I think it's great. I prefer the classic look. I know some people love the green look, the more modern look, because it's also something that perhaps I see with Batman Hush and all that. So people love that. But to me, I love the classic, because to me, Poison Ivy was always the classic look more than the green look. The green look is a modern look. But I'm not... You choose whatever you like. Now, I think some of the things that I noticed, and we have noticed the difference on this piece, you can see it in her corset. You know, her corset right here on the chest area. It is this. There's more cleavage on the original. Let me see if we can find the original. Matter of fact, we're gonna go here also, Sideshow. Come on, Sideshow. Proof. All right there. Hard to do the comparison here, but we'll try to do comparison. As you can see right here, I'm looking at these pieces. Here you can see on this one, let me see if I can find the picture that actually simplifies this. You can see the cleavage here. They extended the leaves. There's more leaves. There's more covering. When you look at this version, as you can see, it's more open, so it has more cleavage. You can see more her chest. It is a choice, you know. Some people prefer this. I prefer like this. I think the way it was done originally is perfect. This is not bad, because also allows for her to have also allows for her bust to look bigger in comparison to this one. But make no mistake, it's just the look on this prototype. When you see it in person, it looks, you know, round enough, perfect enough. Her chest area. So it is a difference. They make that difference, and it's really interesting that they went for this look. Another thing that I will tell you that I noticed with the prototype here, I think it's just prototypes. I mean, you have to always keep in mind, prototypes always differ. On my piece, this elbow never touches this. It is kind of floating in air, the elbow in this area, like it's never really touching. And I will show you when I review it. It's never really touching, and the hands is never touching the plant. It's kind of hovering, and that's fine. And I know I put everything together the right way. Everything is done right way. Here, this is a prototype. Even the hands seem to be too close. Kind of she's touching the plant, but in the final product doesn't do that. It doesn't do it. So but here it has the same touch. It's kind of touching. It's even closer. I feel that it's closer to the plant. So it seems to me that they adjusted the arm to sit more properly than they did with the original. So that is a change that I noticed right away. And definitely what I can see with her bustier, I can see that. And everything else, you know, seems the same. You know, of course, the paint job is different. I like it. I think the more I see it, the more I like it. But I do like the difference on the color and the definition that they use on the original. I love the base. I love the leaves, the colors, the green. Also on the OP that I have, it comes of course with the extra, the pretty much the exclusive little plant. I forgot the name, but that in my opinion is good. I like that. This one doesn't have that, which is a shame. It's only the difference in color. The same as they did with Superman. They did some things, but you didn't get some of the extra ports or something like that. So they did the difference. So ultimately, it's just a variant. It's more expensive, and it's in green, and definitely is for those who really like it. Some people are even asking for this to be a quarter scale, which it depends if they want to do it. You know, unless Sideshow has something in the works that they don't want them to do it, because ultimately there's a partnership with Sideshow, who knows. But I think it is a good piece overall. I think it's one of the best, if not the best, in any scale, Poison Ivy that I think. Of course, there are other great Poison Ivy, like from Sideshow. You've seen Poison Ivies from Prime One Studio, but I think this one is just perfect the way it is. I really like the way it is. So it is cool. I would say I like the paint job. They did a fantastic job with this one. As you can see, all the differences there. It's gonna look good. It's pretty tall. It says 1325. It says to the top, which it's not necessarily true because I did measure it, and it's more than that. I don't know where they measured it. It's almost to the point that it's 15 inches, at least on mine. Which they're using the same. It's gonna be the same. So it's cool. I really like it. It's a nice piece. No doubt about it. $400. I think it's worth the investment if you really want the green one. It's gonna release sometime between January and March 23 of 2023. This is, for those who are unfamiliar, it was sculpted by Jack Matthews and Dan Ulrich, designed by Walter O'Neill, and also Andrew Scalica, and Holly Neville-Bard did the paint, and I think did the paint for this new prototype. So looks good. Excited for this one. I don't know, what do you think, guys, about it? I personally like it. I recommend it. I think it's steep, but you know, when you look at how big it is, I think it's worth the price. And definitely it will be awesome in any collection. All right, guys, now let's move on, and I want to move on to this company. Now that we are here at Sideshow, let's take the opportunity. MG, what is it? MG Collectibles. All right, here we are. This company, MG Collectibles and Toys, that's the name of the company. A brand new company. I'm following them on Facebook. They're just starting, brand new. They got the license last year, so they're brand new. So everything they have so far is on pre-order. They're doing all the Looney Tunes stuff, the Scooby Doo stuff. So they did with Warner Brothers. They did this license, and this week we have the Spooky Space Cook. Just went on pre-order. These are 1/6 scale pieces according to the scale here. So this is this is the one that went on pre-order this week. It's $250. It's gonna be limited to 500 pieces. Let's see what it says. It was sculpted by Ivan Martin, the sculptor, and it does have a light up feature on that portrait, which is cool. This is one of those villains from Scooby Doo, if you're really love into that. It's just a simple piece, but definitely for those Scooby Doo fans, you know, if you're into the Hanna-Barbera stuff, all of that, it comes with the alternate head sculpt, which looks kind of neat. And definitely you can see the scale with the apple. So it's 12.7 inches in length. The width is 10.4 and 13.3. So it has pretty good height. You know, it's a pretty good 1/6 scale piece. So it has all the little details there, which looks cool. This is what went on pre-order today, but we are here, so I want to really look at the pieces that they're producing. And definitely all this, like this Tasmanian Devil, $200. And then you have the Daffy Duck, $220. The all 6 scale dioramas. Love this one. It's really cool. You know, Daffy Duck is always a really cool character. I think they're stuck in the 1/6 and the 500 pieces. That's what they want to do. The simple piece. I would love to see this. I remember when back in the day, I did have a few of these statues. They weren't produced by Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers were doing a lot of their own statues at the Warner Brothers store. And there were a lot of this. That was the only way to control it. But now, you know, for some reason, this license hasn't been used as much for statues, only figurines. And it's kind of cool to see this company really investing themselves into going into that direction. And I think the opportunity is there. Now, the picture here is not a high quality. I think Tweety Bird needs, I don't know, it feels like it's not as good on the paint job. That might be my impression. So we need better pictures, but that's one. Sylvester, Tweety Bird, and of course the classic Bugs Bunny. That is good. So I don't know, you know, it looks like in some ways like, you know, polyresin maybe. They do have the feel of cold cast porcelain for sure. This is a really cool one. I really like it. The pose is good. The base is good. Again, 500 pieces. Ivan Martin has been the sculptor for all these pieces. And I don't know if they've been doing it as... you can see also the 110 that's been produced by the other companies. Like this one. This Bugs Bunny Astronaut. This is cool. This is also by Sub Studio. Another company that's been doing them. Sub Studio, another company that in my opinion has a lot of potential. And they do a lot of PVC vinyl stuff. But it's good. It seems to me that they're making a comeback with statues. Some companies are really getting into it. Now here you can see Marvin the Martian. That I like this piece for sure. I always like this character. Very nice base. I like the classic base. The detail is a simple, elegant base, but he does have the craziness of the character. And he does an alternate hand sculpt. Okay, cool. So what is the alternate? Oh, the hand with the gun and without the gun. Okay, that's an interesting one. And let's see what else we have here to showcase. Okay, Scooby-Doo and Shaggy. I like this one for sure. Love Scooby-Doo. Grew up watching the cartoon. So that is good. I love that what they do with this bases. You know, they add the little detail to make it shine. Here lies Silas Long, half man and half wolf. And the Scooby snacks. That's kind of cool. But yeah, I would say when everything I see it, this is definitely like cold cast porcelain. Like, he does have like a classic, you know, style paint job. It's not like the greatest. It's more like something that you got back in the day a little more. As long as it's painted well, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't have to be like super complicated. I love a simple paint job. Although I think the price is a bit steep for this piece like that. I think $250 would have been the perfect price for this. Again, this is a brand new company. Now we have Fred and Daphne. Here you can see with the faces. I feel that the paint job needs to be done better, in my opinion. It looks a bit too simplistic, kind of like figurines, like something that you will find from Hallmark store, something like that. So something that they need to work on. And I would say the choice is interesting that they went for this sculpt, but it does have the alternate hand sculpts. Although I would have loved for them to have alternate head sculpts. That would be even better. It's an interesting. Now with that angel looking the other way, it's an interesting, but I think they had to move it this way to look more towards the corner, towards you, than just looking to the back or to the side. $400 I think is an expensive piece for this. And I don't think the paint job is all that. Now we have Velma. She looks okay. The portrait needs some work in my opinion. But you know it's Velma. You can see it with the outfit, all that. It's an interesting. They're all gonna come together. That's the thing. I think that's where, you know, with this gargoyle, looks a little bit like, I feel that it needs some, the piece needs some refinements. You know, this company is new. I gotta give him that. But I feel that some of the stuff they produce, it needs refinement. Now you have the alternate hand sculpt, which they can do in the scene with the hands. Again, I would love to see more like alternate portraits, some scary, like scary look or something like that, and also a regular one, maybe a happy face, something like that. That would be good. All right, so I just want to show you this because I think it's good to kind of give this companies a chance. Still, we gotta see what this company is going to do on the long run, if they're gonna be last. The owner is very young. I saw his profile on Facebook, so he's very young. The company's based here in North America, so they have a lot to prove. But they have certain potential, and to me that's important. I think at the end you have to give him credit to every company for doing that. All right, guys, let's move on, and I want to go to a spec fiction, talking about also interesting licenses. Another piece that just went out in pre-order this weekend by this company, this French company, Taka Corp Studio. You're a fan of How to Train Your Dragon. They continued this collection they've been doing. This is a 1/6 scale, which is not gonna be a small piece. It's gonna be a huge diorama, Light Fury and Night Lights 1/6 scale statue. It is huge. It is huge, and I've seen this company, the stuff that they're producing. They're definitely killing it. Like, they're definitely on it. And being as a 1/6 scale, this is not a small piece. It's going to be huge. It has some dimensions. We're going to look at the dimensions right now if they haven't listed here. A very cool piece, although I do find the price steep. Even though it's big, and I think that's the reason why of the price, I still think that they went a little overboard with the price. Of course, you know, this companies, when you're importing from Europe, you know, these companies, they base everything in euros, which is higher than the dollar. So and the exchange things that's the reason why for us, it feels that they're too expensive sometimes. Not, I would say above like crazy prices, but they do have some pricing difference there. It is a nice diorama. There's nothing wrong with it. Yeah, the dragon is awesome. It looks really good, and I love the paint job, the color that they use, the white color, and also has some like some shading of blue, which is makes it like kind of look like translucent. The skin looks like pearly. That I like. They did a fantastic job with it. Now, but $1,100, man, that's tough. Now, when you look at this, the height is 36. We're looking at inches, 36 inches. So it does have height, 60 inches in length. That is high. That is long. And then you have the depth, which is the width. It's 55 inches, or in centimeters. I'm sorry. Now it says centimeters. My apologies. So it's 36 in height. So the height is like this, and the 60 inches, almost a meter. So 60 will be like that. So it's a big diorama, and the depth is 55. So it's a little half a meter, which. So it is a big diorama. So I understand why they're pricing it like this. I would say $800 would have been even better. That's my opinion. I feel that, you know, for in some ways, a license that, in my opinion, doesn't sell. Although I think they're selling well because they continue with the license. I just feel that it's expensive, but it's beautiful. It's beautiful to look at. Big display, big, you know, base, and high. You know, dimensions are there. So that might explain all of that. If you're into how to train your dragon, that's an option. You know, definitely an option to take a look at. All right, let's read some of the comments if we can get to it. Gotta drink some of this from my stomach because it's burning. I felt good. I felt good. I would say I haven't been behaving so well. Like last night, we went to the church till late, and my daughter went with us and her husband. And I went out getting out of the church. It was late, and I was like, I'm hungry. So my wife wanted to eat some chicken nuggets at McDonald's. Or stuff from chicken nuggets. I haven't eaten chicken nuggets in a long time. I started to stay away from fast food. I'm not eating fast food. I don't eat late at night. But that time I said, let's just do it. And I got some chicken nuggets and fries. I wasn't feeling good last night. I came home and I do some therapy with cold water. I have to sit on cold water to relax my muscles and stuff. So that's what I did. It was midnight or something when I was doing that, or past midnight. And then in the morning I wake up at 6 and I went for a walk. And after that I went for a walk, came home, and you know, I cooked breakfast. We had some breakfast burritos. I cooked some good breakfast burritos. Which I love breakfast burritos. I love breakfast, but I don't eat eggs really much. I don't eat nothing during the week. You know, really, I only eat smoothies, some fruits and vegetables. So the weekends I kind of misbehave. And then of course today we went shopping and did all sort of things. And ultimately my wife wanted a burger, so we went to Five Guys. So I've been eating a lot of burgers lately, a lot of meat. So I've been misbehaving a little bit. So now I'm feeling it. I'm telling you, I'm feeling it, because I try to stay away from a lot of things nowadays. I cannot eat everything. But man, that burger was good. I love Five Guys, man. It's an expensive burger, but it's a worthy burger in my opinion. The way I make it, of course, it's good, and the fries are good. Although I don't drink soda anymore, so like I just try to stay away from that, or drink. Although today I drink soda, eating the burger, so that doesn't help. All right, less about me. You know, let's talk about the collectibles. I just like to share some stuff here and there for your amusement, I suppose, and also to keep me awake. All right, guys, let's talk about Oniri Creations, and that's we were right there. And Spec Fiction, so might as well stay on Spec Fiction, because I want to talk about Oniri company, another company in France. This company, France, man, Luxembourg and France, they're doing Malta and all this, man, they're doing amazing work lately. They're killing it with their companies. They're doing amazing work. And if you're a fan of Attack on Titan, then definitely you're gonna love this one. Mikasa 1/6 scale statue, $609. I think is good for what it's coming here. If you know Oniri, they do combine, you know, the PVC also with, you know, polyresin, something that a lot of these European companies are doing a lot. But looking at this one, of course, this is not like the Prime 1 Studio that we just saw on the most recent showcase that is coming, that in my opinion is gonna be super expensive. Quarter scale piece. But if you want something smaller, then definitely the option is here. It doesn't have, of course, the Titan. It has the hand of the Titan right there. and Mikasa right there fighting it. I love the display. I will say they could even make it smaller, but they went with the hand. And over the roof, you can see the roof falling apart, and Mikasa right there on a very dynamic pose. I really like it. This is a very nice display. Definitely there's a lot of detail in that hand, detail on the building, on that terrace, on that roof falling apart. It looks really good. I'm telling you, Oniri Creations is a company that really you need to pay attention. Love the detail in the face. Love the detail they did. There's no interchangeable parts, but there's so much detail on that base and that hand. Look kind of wooden though. Even the moss that they did in that is super cool. There's so much detail on that one. I really like it. They did a really nice job with this one. Definitely Oniri killed it once again. And I think we're just going back on the same pictures, or they're different pictures from different angles. It is a sweet piece. I'm telling you, they did a good job with this one. $609, released in the fourth quarter of 2023, so it's gonna be over a year until it releases. It doesn't really say who's the sculptor here. Of course, gonna be some shipping costs, and we don't even have the dimensions on this, but it's a 1/6 scale. Looks good. I love what Oniri does. I love Oniri, how they balance certain things, and definitely a company that I want to see more. And I think they're growing and they expanded. Hopefully, want to see more of the DC stuff like they did with Superman and Flash. Definitely, they need to do more stuff. So that is a company that I would recommend to pay attention to, Oniri Creations. All right, guys, let's move on. And I want to, now that we are moving from the 1/6, let's get into the quarter scale, because quarter scales always impress. And for that, I want to go to XM Studios. We're gonna cover the first quarter scale that we're gonna cover today is the Absolute Carnage. Carnage is a character that sells no matter what, and there's been so many different variations. Sideshow did it just the one, and that it looks amazing. I'm telling you, the Sideshow look amazing. Was it already on pre-order? I don't remember, because man, I talk about so many collectibles. I have talked about so many collectibles in the last year that sometimes I don't remember things, so I have to kind of remind myself. Let's look at this. I think the Carnage is amazing. The one that, yeah, they have it on pre-order. I talk about it. I think this is a phenomenal piece. $630. This is a phenomenal piece. It's perfect, and of course, you know, there's gonna be the comparison, which one is best. I really love this one. I talk about it. I think they did a fantastic job. The pose is perfect. It's excellent. The detail, it looks really good. Of course, $630 I think is excellent. It looks so fantastic in person, in my opinion. Really well done. Really well done. All right, well, now we have the competition, XM Studios, and this is definitely way above the price. And of course, this is already, yeah, I expect delays from Oniri. Yeah, you know, Oniri definitely is going to be late. But talking about this, you know, about Carnage, when you compare the what Sideshow's producing for $230, you get a very concise, I think it's a very full piece. It's a perfect piece as it is. You know, you don't break the bank. Yes, it's $630, which is not cheap either, but you are getting a nice piece, a good display. Now with this one, you are paying double the price, more than double the price, and not so sure, you know, like we'll look first. Let's look at the details here. Who is the people involved? You have Inyuk Lee, this is the designer. Tiago Rios Gomez is the 3D sculptor. I will tell you, XM utilizes a lot of Brazilian artists. Also some Argentinian artists. XM Studios Design and Development team involved in the whole process. Now let's look at the pictures. Let's look at them to have a better idea of this piece. I like what they did also with the marking in his, you know, this little bullseye that he has. That's cool. It does have a lot of extension, you know, height, 14 kilograms, so it's heavy, 72 centimeters, so it's tall, with the tentacles and all that kind of stuff. It is good. It's a good pose. It's a nice piece, very dynamic. I would say that some of the way the paints seem to be a bit on the, I don't know, there's something about the legs where they feel, of course, you know, he's a symbiote, but I don't know. I don't know if they feel like the dimensions feel right. Like I feel that these legs are kind of fatter, but his calves are smaller. I don't know. It just doesn't feel as appropriate. Like when I see with this Sideshow, I feel that the legs dimensions, they feel more natural. So I would say with the XM Studios, it looks good. The base is interesting. It is a nice piece. I know paint job they both have a really excellent paint job. This one more on the orange side, in my opinion, in some of the ends. I love more of the bright blues that they use here. It gives more contrast. Love the eyes more on this. Of course, I'm comparing the pictures. This one looks more like the symbiote. You know, it's more the symbiote, and this one is more of, you know, the character in the symbiote. I don't know. It just, I gotta be honest with you. They look great, and I know the quality of XM is always there. But when you're thinking about paying more than double, and I don't know, even the eyes, the paint job, the black, you know, they went for this teeth like that. They look more like, I don't know, they look interesting, but not necessarily my choice. I still feel that Sideshow is a better deal. I definitely feel like that. It's a good piece, and definitely for XM fans, it's gonna be a no-brainer. They're gonna go for the XM, you know. They're gonna go, it has interchangeable little parts that you can change to do some enhancements to the display. Very beautiful. I think this one, the black is more black. With this one, the black is more on the bluish, which I like more. I think it makes the piece shine more. So I gotta be honest. To be honest, you know, I like both. And this base is a bit taller. This is a smaller base, but I would say it works best. The ratio of the dimensions work best. I gotta give you, I gotta tell you right now, if I have to choose between these two, in my opinion, in my book, I think Sideshow, it's a better deal. It is a better deal price-wise, and I think at the end, you know, I think Sideshow's gonna deliver. Now, this one has a lot of different things, and definitely is gonna be more unique, more expensive, and definitely for the ultimate fan, or this is for the XM fan, the hardcore XM fan, the people that really want XM stuff, regardless of whatever it is, and they can afford it. But being wise about certain things, I feel that even the way they're setting here, the way he's standing, the way they're holding him, it looks okay. In some ways a bit gimmicky, because it feels like it's like a hook that is holding in midair. You can see it is very clever. Here it doesn't have that because he's standing so well, but he's being Carnage. So yeah, I gotta be honest, and you know, Sideshow to me is the winner on this display. But ultimately, the only way to really know for sure which one is best is to have them side by side. And I'm sure some people will do it, they have them side by side, but I think this is gonna display better. And this one will display so good with Spider-Man, with anybody, you know, with their Spider-Man from any other company. So it's a matter of choice. So in my opinion, I'll go for it. Not saying that this is a bad piece. I think it's an excellent piece. It is good, but you know, if you want to save some money, go for Sideshow. Bottom line, you know, go for Sideshow. All right, let's see if there's any comments. I don't think there's any. All right, guys, let me drink some water. Definitely it's interesting. But what do you think about this? You know, what do you think about XM Studios? What do you think about the, you know, that, which one you prefer, this one or the Sideshow? Let me know. All right, let's see what we have. Okay, we're gonna look at this. Oh wow, love the water. All right, let's go. Let's talk about Ain Studio, and for that reason we are here. I want to go to Spec Fiction. All right, so guys, we're here at Spec Fiction, and we're looking at this. Now, Ain Studios, I talked about it before, amazing work. They do some amazing pieces that they do with certain designers. Now, this is something that they're doing as a license. The Ghostblade is like, if I'm not mistaken, it's some type of comic anime that I don't know where it's based in China, but there's more modern, you know, like I've seen some of the information online, but I'm totally unaware of this comic book line. Now, Ain Studio, if I'm not mistaken, has produced statues for this before. Spec Fiction doesn't have them for sale, but they have produced stuff. Like, for example, if you go, I can show you here. Ain Studio, Ghostblade. You're gonna see statues that have been produced by this company. They have produced different pieces over time. Like you can see this one. So these are expensive, you know, with this style. And I really don't know much about this, but they have some amazing pieces of art. So this stuff that they've been doing, and this company does amazing detail stuff with this. I gotta be honest, I didn't get the chance to talk about Ghostblade or research more about Ghostblade, but a lot of these characters they have created on this are amazing, and some other stuff we have seen is extremely amazing, extremely well detailed. So this company definitely is on the rise, and the artists they do their own stuff. So this is something that they produce, and I see these pictures here. Although the pictures are not the best, they don't really have only these two pictures, which is kind of like an angel or like a you know, like a demon or something. I don't know. I really don't know much about it, but you see all these creatures there holding him. It's an interesting concept for sure, and I don't know much about it, to be honest. I need to do more research about this one, but in any case, it's $1,300. $13. It's expensive, but the size, the length is 110 centimeters. It's long because of those wings, so it's over a meter long. Depth is 60 centimeters long, and height is 60 centimeters, so it's almost a little over half a meter on each side. So it's an interesting company. Ein Studio, definitely it's something that definitely we need to pay more attention to. I already talked about this. They also part of the Ghostblade, which is all the same, you know. Like I talk about Julia premium statue, which is kind of like a design. I think it's a phenomenal piece. It's huge, super expensive, also on pre-order. Also we talk about the Predator, this one, which is interesting. The quarter scale pieces, they're very interesting concept, very interesting design. I need to find out more about this comic, maybe read it and see if it's good or not. Who knows? All right, guys, now want to go now that we talk about this company, I want to move on, and I want to go to I'm gonna go to Sideshow. I want to show you something that just went on pre-order at Sideshow, although I think it's been on pre-order before. But if you are a fan of, let's see if we can find it, see what's new at Sideshow. Oh wow, so they have a lot of other things that we're going to cover in a moment, but I want to talk about this one, Almost Gone. If you're a fan of BioShock gaming heads, I didn't see this at their website, so I don't know if it came out. I think it came out before. But this is a quarter scale piece, and I gotta be honest, I'm not really a BioShock fan. You know, like I know the games, I never really played the games. I never really care about it. I'm not really a horror game fan. I didn't play BioShock. I know it's such an iconic game, and people talk about it and people love it. So who knows? But $750 almost sold out. That tells you how many fans out there are willing to pay the price, because the limited edition is 1,000 pieces, and even 1,000 pieces almost sold out here. Of course, this is a batch. This is just coming out because this was announced, if I'm not mistaken, some time ago. So at the Gaming Heads website, let me see if we can go to the gaming. And this is the part that sometimes which it really interests me about right there, Rosy. You can see there's different variations, there's different variants of this piece, and these are out of stock, and that's the reason why people are going crazy, because you got the exclusive statue that is only that has the light of features, all that is sold out. That was sold out completely, the exclusive edition. And definitely a tall piece, 53 centimeters, you know, that is pretty tall. So this went already, you know, like for BioShock fans, this already went on pre-order. So I love the light of features on this one. That looks amazing. Even her eyes have light of features. What the heck? Really, really cool. A murdered child and that murdered guy, you know, they both crazy, but that really tells you that, you know, that tells you what they did. So this is all sold out. They sold out really, really quick. You had a list of it right there. Yeah, Big Daddy. Now this is the regular version. This is the one that you're seeing at Sideshow, as you can see. So now, of course, you know, from all these pieces that have done so well, now Sideshow has a small batch, and it's about to come out. It's about to come out. So they, for some reason, they got some. and they selling it, and it's selling well. $750. This is just the regular version, no Lido feature. But regardless of that, you know, for Bioshock fans, it looks amazing. I love the paint job on this prototype. It looks really good. I can see the detail. That's a scary little girl. I'm always like, oh man, I don't like her. You know, and I've seen some of the videos, some of the stuff, but my brother loved that. But my brother loves horror games, so that's something that he enjoys. Zombie games, horror games, all of that thing. I'm not into it. So, but the paint job is excellent. $750. It's a big piece though. That's a quite a scale. Rosy looks good. You know, like good. The whole detail, the paint job is excellent. So this is excellent. You know, there's no doubt about it. The detail is there, and it's selling really, really well. So for those who missed out on the, or you know, in this case, the regular or the exclusive at the Gaming Heads website, now your chance is here. You can get at least the regular. You can get it at Sideshow. That's an option. They always have payment plans as well, so that can be, and it's almost sold out, almost gone. So that tells you how popular it is and how many people are looking for it. It's one of those pieces that sells, and when they sell, it's hard to find in the aftermarket. So that's a good thing. All right. Now let's look at the comments. Oh wow, I didn't notice, but I wasn't showing you. Did I show you this? Actually, I didn't show it to you. What the heck, man? That's messed up. We're gonna go and show you that. I thought that I was showing you, but I wasn't looking at the screen. Hey, wait a minute. Let's go back to late night. Not to take you off topic, I agree with you and Sideshow Carnage. What do you think about the Venom to pair up with? Wow. There's so many good Venoms. I would say that Sideshow Venom is good. But XM Venom. XM did a good Venom. There's so many PCS Venom, even though PCS are 1/3. To be honest with you, you can pair with any Venom you like. The Sideshow thing is perfect. It's perfect. And it can go with any Venom. Even the Comic Cat, which was super huge for its time. Supposed to be 1/5, but it's more like a quarter scale. Yeah, you know, you don't go wrong with any Venom. You can do it well. All right, I'm so sorry. I was looking at this piece and I did not get the opportunity. This is of course Rosy, selling out $750. I was talking about it, didn't notice that I was not even having the pictures. Look at the pictures. Look good. Rosy looks good. That is not bad. I'm just gonna go quickly because of course I miss out by talking about it, but I'm not really showing you the pictures. That is good. Again, like I mentioned, this went out and sold out at the Gaming Heads website, and this sold out long ago. This is the regular version, $749. I think this went on pre-order. I don't know if it was last year or the year before, but it's been on pre-order for a while. And this is the exclusive that comes with the Lido features, which in my opinion is the ultimate thing, and it looks better with the Lido feature. That is a scary little girl, but looks good. They produce 1,000 pieces of this, of the regular. I don't know the exclusive how many it has. I already have some reviews, people talking good about it. I don't even know the number. It doesn't really say how many they produce in the end. They already have reviews. So the fact that they have more, this is the thing now, you have to be paying attention to what Sideshow does. And that's what he does. Now you can come here and get it. It's the same price. No Lido features, unfortunately, because it's not that exclusive version. It's the regular version. They did 1,000 pieces, and it's hard to come by, and it's expensive. It's a quarter scale though. It's big, over a meter tall. No, over half a meter tall. I'm sorry, at 21 inches. So it is really, really tall for a quarter scale. So you know, it's normal because the base is not super huge. It does have dimension. It has height. You know, it is bulky, so that's good. I think 750. It is a good piece, and for some reason there's a lot of Bioshock fans out there. They love this, so definitely that's the reason it's doing well. So nothing wrong with that. Definitely nothing wrong with that. Okay, all right guys, so sorry that I didn't show you the pictures first. I was talking and I was distracted, so I didn't get the chance to really talk about it. So all right, so now that we are here at Sideshow, let's go and talk about PCS. Now I thought, you know, the plan was PCS was supposed to release Digitoris this week. That changed. I think they're still trying to work out the price. I think that was the reason. They haven't decided yet. Maybe they have to go back and forth with the, in this case, with the Dynamite or the people that own this. Betty Page, this art print looks really good. The face looks really, really good. We're gonna talk about Elena, or Elena, however you want to call it. Elena, PCS. This is for Street Fighter fans. You have the collector's edition, which is regular version, or the exclusive version that comes with the, in this case, with the art print. Let's go for that. The difference is there's no difference just in the price. The numbers, of course, on the exclusive are 250. On the regular collector's edition is 450. It's still very limited number on this one. I don't know who is the artist here. It doesn't really say, unfortunately. But I love the fact that they went with this pose. Was only talking about Sideshow Venom 2 pair. Sorry about that. Oh, don't worry about it. I would say if you're gonna pair that Sideshow Venom, definitely go with the Sideshow Carnage. I think that's just perfect. You know, you don't need to complicate yourself and going more expensive with the XM Studios. I think the Sideshow, just those two pieces were done perfectly. I think they match well, and they're gonna go well with anything. I go for them any day of the week. You know, I just my choice. But here you have the background. Love that they use it from Street Fighter 4. I'm sorry, but it looks good, man. The paint job is amazing. Definitely, some people might be afraid about leaning. I think in order to achieve this pose like that, they're gonna have to make the piece very, very light, and that means hollow. But man, the detail is excellent, and the paint job is so good, and her skin looks so natural. They did so good with it. I love this one. And I love that they, instead of just going a boring pose, they went crazy with one of the poses that you know so well. They couldn't go with so many poses standing, and they went with this one. This is a brave take on Elena, and this is the first statue of Elena ever, and it's so good. And I love that. I love that even the water effects, something they have done with other statues in this collection, it looks amazing. She's very tall. The tall character, even in the game, of course. So she has this long legs, very athletic, and she is so happy doing that. It's just really, really cool. This is an amazing looking piece. Definitely, from all the pieces that I have produced so far, I will tell you, this is one of the most fun pieces that they have produced so far. She looks hot, of course. You know, at that angle, you can see more of her, but that is just how she does movements in the game. It's just good, man. This is a very brave take. And it's definitely one of the best pieces that I have seen from PCS in recent times. You know, like from the Street Fighter line, this is one that is. Another one would be like Blanca. I love what they did with Blanca, and all the pieces they have produced, they have done amazing work. But I gotta be honest, it's just it's really, really good. You know, it's good what they're trying to achieve with these pieces, and the way they're trying to achieve it. It's just excellent. And trying to accommodate this mic right here, but man, it looks really, really good. Really like it, man. Really like it. Okay. Let's see what else here. Look at that. Love her eyes. The eyes look amazing. That's a nice paint job. Really cool. Definitely her skin and her muscles, you know, all of that. It's such a natural take on her body. Like, you know, this is the thing, you know, sometimes, you know, like some sculptors, they kind of take some liberties on the way people are sculpted. Of course, she's doing something very dynamic that not most people wouldn't do. But it makes it look so realistic and anatomically correct, you know, and it follows what the game does. So it's good. You can see her, you know, in this case, her rib cage. It looks really good. It's really good. Under boob also. But it's really good. Look at that. The paint job, I love that. The colors are so good. And the skin, I think the color of her skin, that bronze color in her skin is so good. Very nice piece. Love the water effect. I think that's another excellent thing. And there is a turtle there. That's amazing. I love when they do those things. I love when they do these little turtle things and they add some extra detail. Very nice piece. This is an excellent piece. A very fun piece. One of my favorite pieces actually today. And one of the favorite pieces from PCS. Looks super cool. PCS is killing it, in my opinion, with the stuff that they're producing. More and more. It's gonna release sometime between January and March of next year. So I would say, guys, you know, really stay tuned for that. It's a really nice looking piece for sure. All right. All right, but what do you think, guys? So far, you know, we're moving really fast. We haven't really had many comments, but thank you very much for those who are watching. Again, if you're watching this and you like the content, please do not forget to leave a like and to leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Show your support, you know, share with your friends. You know, the likes is the most important thing. It really helps a lot. But okay, let's see what else we have. And definitely moving fast. And now we're gonna move from the quarter scale. There's nothing else on the quarter scale, but we're gonna move into huge pieces, but of course smaller scales, but the huge size. You know, they have to be downsized because they're super huge. And I want to go and I want to show you a company that I am impressed with what they're doing. I think they're doing amazing work, and I'm coming to Spec Fiction. And let me take you there before I forget. We're here at Spec Fiction. A lot of these pieces we have covered. You know, if you follow the channel, you know that I cover these pieces on a weekly basis. So we have talked about all these pieces here the last few weeks. You can always go back. Another good thing I've been doing is that I always go back to the video and there's timestamps. So you can always go through the timestamps, and that way you can pick the different pieces and anything you want to hear. You don't want to go through the whole video because some of the videos are long. You can always just go and there's segments. Everything is in segments. So it really helps. So that's what I do with the video for future reference. So that way you can choose and go and look at this stuff. I want to talk about this Starscream premium statue by AsureSea. This company, AsureSea Studio, I love what they're doing. The Street Fighter stuff and also other stuff like the One Punch Man. And not only One Punch Man, they're doing the Naruto stuff. They're doing all this stuff, but primarily the Street Fighter, the Transformers stuff is killing it. And they're basing a lot of the stuff on the comics, on the IDW comics. The price of this is $16.49. It's not cheap, but this is not a small statue. This is based on the IDW, the Transformers robots, and this guy's number 16, Starscream number 16. And this is an amazing looking piece. Now let me look at the dimensions. Height is 78 centimeters. So it's not necessarily a meter. It's close to a meter. The width is 63 centimeters. The length is 60 centimeters. So it's a little 23 inches, something like that. But here you can see, I love the detail on this Starscream. Love the light up feature. This is a more modern take on Starscream. And you can see also it has with the crown, which is kind of cool. And that is really cool. I love what they did there. Here you can see with the base. It's a very nice detail, man. I think the companies are doing amazing. Late to the party, Batman. How you doing? Welcome to the party, my friend. Thank you very much. But yeah, I'm telling you, Starscream looks really, really cool. I love the details on Starscream. The fire effect on his thrusters. They look amazing. I love it. I really love this one. This is a more modern take, of course, based on the IDW comics, which actually I'm kind of sad because IDW is losing the license by the end of this year. And I don't know where the license is gonna go with Transformers, which we don't know. I think they're parting ways, which kind of leaves IDW in a really bad place. And I think it has to do with a lot of things, the management with IDW, even the way they've been managing some of the stuff. So I don't know if it's gonna end up with Marvel or whatever, but it will be nice to see. Actually, IDW has done a fantastic job over the years with protecting the license, but you know, sometimes things happen that way. So I don't know where it's going. We'll know when that time comes. But man, the Starscream looks amazing. Love the detail here. And those light up features again look amazing. I love the effect of the smoke that they did and the way they did it. Looks good. And there's some missiles or something going there. Very nice piece. Definitely AsureSea did a fantastic job on this one. Now, this is based on the Transformers robots and this guy's number 16. Let me see if we can find it. Transformers and this guys. Let me see if we can find a cover or something to give us an idea. I might not see it. I didn't do the research for it. I didn't have the time. That's the thing. But okay, so it's based on the storyline. It's probably based on the art in there. I just want right here. I wanted to see if there was a way to see. Okay, we can see here right there. This is the volume 4. You can see the design of Starscream. Okay, so let's do this. Transformers in disguise. Robots in disguise number. Starscream. Okay, so this is based actually on the cartoon. All right, there. Here you go. This is the one. So they base on the design is based on this design. Well, this is actually number, but as you can see, it's the same design. So it's the same design they use here. It's the same design they're using here. Of course, they did a little more modern take, of course, because they want to make it more robot. You know, like here you can see it's the same design. So as you can see, it's all based on pretty much the same concept. So that's why they did it. But it is cool. I think it's expensive. I'm not gonna deny it. It is expensive. But at the same time, you know, like if you're a Transformers fan, like Transformers fans are not afraid to spend the money on some good Transformers pieces. Looks really cool though. Looks really cool. All right, let's see if there are any chats here. Oh, I want to say thank you everybody like that's been here with me since the beginning. Late night trip, thank you for tuning in. Edwin, Jax, thank you. We have who else we have? Oh, Vadman just came in, and I know many others have been watching. I know sometimes, you know, people are busy at work or doing stuff and they're watching. Thank you for taking time and watching and to watch. And definitely the purpose is do it on Friday. I want to do it on Friday. I think Saturday I want to do other things, and I think everybody wants to do other things. But I want to say thank you for your support. But yeah, Friday is better. I think even Thursdays are not bad. Thursdays tend to be good, but I think Friday is a much better day for me to do these videos. But I want to just go, let's move on. I want to cover now another piece that in my opinion, it's I think a lot of people are excited for it, but definitely it's not for everyone. It's definitely not for everyone. And this is going to see Prime One Studio. Thank you, Edwin. Prime One Studio right here, man. Prime One Studio, man. Like, as a company, you know, like, I love what Prime One Studio does. I do love Prime One Studio. If I have all the biggest space in the world, if I have all the money in the world, if I have all the space in the world, I'd be buying stuff from Prime One Studio every single week. But I don't, you know, and I try not to go crazy either, you know, like I do sometimes go crazy and I have stuff, you know, and collectibles and stuff, but you know, I'm limited, you know, like most people, limited by my funds and also limited by space. So I have to be smart with those things. Everybody has to be smart. However, the reason why I love to talk about Prime One Studios is because I'm always impressed and amazed and mesmerized by the stuff they do. And I love what they do because it really pushes other companies to also produce amazing stuff. Bottom line, you need these companies. Every company pushes, even the most expensive companies pushes the smallest companies with the cheapest products, and vice versa. The smallest companies also push the big companies to produce stuff. It keeps things in perspective. It balances everything. You need that balance. Now, this is the Hit Rate Godzilla. Huge. You got a $100 discount for this product by using the coupon Godzilla 100, only if you have already purchased the Godzilla Bus bonus version. So, interesting. So you get something like if you get a bonus bus, or you already bought the bus, then you get that. Right. Let me see. What is this one? I think this is just the regular version. Because you had the heat rate, so that means that you have, okay. Oh, okay, gotcha. So you get the regular version, is $2,500, no light up feature, and then you go for the heat ray. To be honest with you, at this price point, go for the heat ray. You're only paying what, $200 more. you might as well, you know, like 2,500 to 2,700, $200 more, you get all this. I'd rather go for the Lido feature because of course you can turn it off. But here you can see the difference in the scale. This is the Heat Ray Godzilla vinyl statue that they produce, which is in my ballpark. I will definitely, that's 50 centimeters, half a meter. That's perfect to me. Doesn't need to be bigger than that. But then you have the Ultimate Diorama Mastodon, which is an amazing Mastodon, but super expensive diorama to put together. Expensive. Now you have this one at 90 centimeters, which, to be honest with you, is big, but it's not even a meter yet. So it's tall, but not super tall. But it's still, you know, it's huge. Now you can see the species is Titana's Gohira, 392 feet. So definitely the scale is a lot smaller. But then you got the LED illumination, which in my opinion looks amazing. The way they did it now with the little baby, the little brother, which is this half a meter? But actually that looks even smaller than the half a meter. Like if it was half a meter and this is 90 centimeters, it should be up to here. So are they really telling you, is that really 90 centimeters? Because that vinyl looks really tiny. Let me look at the dimensions there just to be safe, because the dimensions there don't add up. Well, it doesn't really say. Oh, right there. It says height is 87 centimeters. So the height is 87 centimeters. Okay. Here's 90. Oh, okay, I gotcha. I was counting this as a 50, but 50 is here. It's actually 40 centimeters. Okay, that kind of makes sense. But still, it looks even smaller than 40 centimeters. Yeah, sorry. Tire. So as far as now, this gives you an idea of the scale. That is expensive piece. And I'm guessing if it's going to be polyresin, polystone, it's going to be heavy too. But that's a huge Gohira. That Godzilla, it's huge. Actually, I like it even more than the diorama mask. You know, although diorama is interesting, but even the destruction of the building, although those buildings look really tiny, even under scale. But that is super cool. Look at that. That Hong Kong. I really love the light up feature. It's so good. It's so well done. It's very strong. Very bright. That is a really interesting, nice piece for sure. Wow. Love the eyes. Interesting. That is pretty cool. Man, they have like 76 peak pictures. You know, you can go on and on and on. And to be honest with you, there's not really much to it in the sense that you have the lighter feature and everything, the detail on the scales, all that kind of stuff. It's good. But there's no switch out parts, only the lighter feature. So yeah, it is an expensive piece. This is for the ultimate fan of Godzilla, and I'm sure it's gonna sell well because there's so many Godzilla fans out there. Price wise, definitely for $200 more, go for the lighter feature, just the regular without it. You know, I don't think it's worth it, you know, because ultimately you can turn it on, turn it off. It's up to you, you know. For $200 at that price point, might as well just go for it. Expensive for sure. You can choose a payment plan, all that they offer. It's going to release according to this dates here between May and December of next year. So it's going to be a big window of time. It's not going to release till 2024. You know, I can say that. All right, guys, I will say, you know, this has been an interesting day so far. We haven't had too many comments. But I want to say to all of you, thank you very much for your support. Thank you for really taking time to spend with me and to talk with me, and I really appreciate it. It's I really enjoyed these conversations, although some days we don't converse much like today, but to me it's good. You know, I think it's good. I like to share my experience. I like to share my opinion about a lot of these collectibles. I feel that companies are doing amazing work out there, and they deserve to be praised for that amazing work. Sometimes some of the companies they do killer work, sometimes not so much, and price I think is the biggest issue that we're facing as collectors. But I think that there's always the joy of looking at this stuff and to see what is out there, and also it really kind of inspire you to say what I can do to change my collection. You know, I can improve this or add this character, and it's always that. I think it's just the fun aspect of that. That, you know, this hobby never ends. You know, like, it's always there. It's always improvements. There's always something good to build, and sometimes more than others. And of course, there's frustration, like everything else in life. But that's what really makes the hobby, like any other hobby, an interesting pastime. Now, however, it's important that we keep things in perspective. And I will say now, really coming to close to the end of the video, and sharing my final thoughts here. You know, this week has been interesting for me, of course. You know, first and foremost, because of the passing of my pastor, definitely was an interesting time. You know, sad, at the same time, joyful, because, you know, at pretty much the last months of his life were really in a lot of pain. You know, he couldn't just get up no more, and definitely he's resting now in God's arms, and to me that's more important. You know, he's resting, and of course now what's next, what is to come for the family and also for the church that I'm part of, I'm a member of. But in any case, I feel that it's a retrospective view for myself. I can look inside and look at what's important and what is not. And you know, I love what I do here. I've always loved to make these videos. I've been doing this for close to 10 years now. I think in November, maybe it's gonna be 10 years, something like that. December, November, maybe September, somewhere in between. I'll find out, but it's gonna be 10 years, and maybe I'll do a celebration or something. 10 years is a long time making videos, and it was about the same, I would say around the same time when I started coming to the church that I'm part of. So it's been a journey. It's been a journey. There's been ups and downs. Yeah, money goes towards the display. Yeah. But it's been like it's been a lot of things, you know, like, and to me, looking at the stuff that is important and that it's not so much, I try to see things and try to feel what is the purpose of life. I feel that and what is the purpose of any hobby? I think hobbies are pastimes. You know, they're there to, you know, lift us, to help us, you know, to distress us, to also allows us to express ourselves, and also to even impact people's lives. But more importantly, I think we have to measure what's important and what really has eternal value and what it doesn't. And to me, you know, that is the questions that I'm in. What really has eternal value for me? You know, how I want to spend the rest of my life. Building material things or building what it's inside of me, you know, the inner man. And that's what I'm more right now in questions. And you know, as you know, I've been limiting the number of videos. I'm not making as daily videos, first because I don't have the time, and second because I'm really building my inner man, taking time for my health, taking time for resting, taking time to doing what's right for me, spiritually, emotionally, health wise. And doesn't mean that I'm perfect. Doesn't mean that I get it all the time right. It just, you have to keep trying. You have to keep fighting. And I thank God for every day that He's given. You know, every opportunity to be here and do what I do and enjoy this. But most importantly, for His grace and mercy and, you know, His faithfulness. So that's what I wanted to share. You know, I wanted to share that. You know, it's not a religious. I'm not gonna be religious here, but it's about sharing. You know what it's me. You know, my passion, but more importantly, what really builds me up. And they've been ups and downs in my life in recent years, and a lot of things. You know, physically, also with my health, but we're working on those things. We got to enjoy the journey of life and make the right choices as we go. Yeah, you know, and the thing is this, with life, nobody has the right answers. Nobody does. As the same with any hobby. I don't have the right answers. People can ask me all sort of questions, and I try to answer based on my experience, but I don't have the answers of everything. We have to dive, like you said, and you're totally truth. Late night trip. It is a journey, and it's about enjoying. It's not about the destination. It's about the journey. It's about the time we spend traveling. You know, it's like, for example, like I was thinking about it today with my wife. We're talking about it. I noticed that over the years, we were talking about asking my wife, like we want to travel more. And we were talking about it today, and I said, where would you like to travel? And my wife says, well, there's so many places that we haven't been and we would like to be. But she's saying, I would love to do more missionary work. I would love to go to places, probably places where, you know, and take, you know, help orphans or places like that, you know, help people. And to me, it's like, I feel like, you know what, it's right. Because in my life, you know, I've traveled, I wouldn't say extensively, but I travel. And I've traveled many places, and believe me, like the tourist attractions are tourist traps. In the place that you go there, and everything is beautiful, you know, there's things that you see in pictures that you never been before you get there, and everybody talks about it, but there's always full of pack of tourists, and you know, there's so many people, and when you get there, you know, you like it, but you're not as impressed because of course there's always the rush and people everywhere, and there's so much noise, and there's the limited space and limited time to do everything you want to do, and ultimately it's not as good as you saw on a postcard. And sometimes the best travels or the best places that you ever been are places that are so obscure, off the beaten path, places that are just so far off of the road that sometimes you don't even expect it, and you enjoy the greatest meal of your life, or the greatest views and nature and solitude and places that reminds you of beautiful things. And I remember as a kid, I went with my dad to a lot of missionary trips in the mountains in Mexico, and they were some of the best memories that I had growing up, is to go to places that were so off the beating path, and how that impacted my life. Beautiful places, but also beautiful people that didn't have much, but they have a heart, and they give what they have, they offer it to you. And to me, that's the part where I come to a place where it's about enjoying the journey and enjoying everything, every moment, the good moments and the bad moments, enjoying, even in this hobby, enjoying the good and the bad. It's easy to complain about things. You know, we complain about a lot of things. I complain about pricing. I complain about this. I complain about things not being the way they're supposed to be, or companies not delivering on the product, or companies not producing what I want to produce. But ultimately, it's about the journey. It's about building. It's about fixing the problems as we go, but enjoying everything and trying to build those things with what we have, you know, enjoying what you already have rather than worry about what you can add on in the future. That time will come. But sometimes it's about just enjoying the progress, how you're building things from scratch. Everything is being built up. It's about consistency. And that's where I'm at. And sometimes you're going to make wrong choices, you know. Not every time you're going to make it right. Not always you're going to make things right. And there are a lot of times that you're going to fail. You know, it's normal. You know, you're going to fail. But anyway, enjoy the ride. Enjoy the time. Enjoy the opportunity as you go with your hobby, and any hobby. Just enjoy it. And some things aren't gonna work out, but move on with it. Roll with the punches and keep rolling, you know, and just keep moving. And there's when you really find peace of mind, and then that's when you really find the purpose of it all, which is in the end is just to enjoy and have fun and to live life to the fullest. My friends, I want to say thank you very much. Thank you for listening to what I have to say. Thank you for talking about this collectibles. Definitely there was a lot of things that happened this week, a lot of great collectibles, a lot of great things, price all up there, but a lot of amazing stuff regardless. And I don't know what next week will bring. Next week, hopefully there's no changes. We'll be on Friday, and we'll take time to talk about everything else. So my friends, God bless you. Take care. Thanks for watching, and thanks for taking time with me. I appreciate it. You too, Late Night Trip. I appreciate it, man. You were with me in the beginning. Everyone else, thank you very much. Have a great weekend. Enjoy tonight and Sunday, and wherever you at, whether it's in Europe, whether it's in Africa, whether it's in Australia, in North America, in Latin America, wherever you at, in Asia. Thank you very much. Enjoy the weekend. I'll talk to you again. Bye-bye.